Alright, welcome back. Now this here is going to be another episode of a complete playthrough of Jak and Daxter. Alright, so right here we're going to go ahead and jump into the portal here, and find out. So we basically last finished collecting Gazer Rock, which basically was our tutorial level. And now we're going to proceed to the next area. And of course, we're going to go to the Green Sage's hut.
Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jak?
We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're, itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine. Adventure away, then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
Alright, so this is basically our next area here. So if we press start, we're greeted with now our new area, which is titled Sandover Village. Now, there's going to be a, I guess we'll call this a part 1. Now the reason why this is a part 1 is because within the village, as we're about to find out, you need to converse with the villagers. Of course you can do it without conversing, but basically to familiarize ourselves with the objectives. This is what the villages serve as, basically an exchange of orbs for power cells. That's basically what they serve as, right? Basically to put those currency, if you would, right, the orbs to use, basically collecting more power cells. Alright, and if we press X, we also have 50 orbs to collect within this area. Of course, 7 scout flies and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power cells. Alright, let's get into it. So we can also interact with other characters here. So circle to talk.
Some brave adventurers you two are. Back already and without clearing my block eco-harvesters. They're on the far side of the beach, boys. Now, get moving!
Alright, we're getting thrown out twice, so let's just go. Alright, and if we go down here, we're also able to interact with this character here.
Hey, baby! What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-Grav Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
You don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
Alright, so now we're introduced basically to I believe it's only twice, but basically activating other vents of other types of ecos. Now, we've been introduced to the blue one and to the green one. But there's also, if I'm not mistaken, red that gives you strength. Orange that basically it's Sandover Village. Orange that gives you the ability to throw fireballs. And what else am I forgetting? Is there anything else? Of course, there's the Dark Eco, which turned our boy Daxter here into what he is. And there's also going to be a special type of eco at the end of the game. But I don't want to spoil it now myself, but of course you can always go ahead and look it up, or if you replay the game, you already know what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're gonna go through this village basically and interact, find what objectives we have to complete, and hopefully collect all of the orbs, all of the scout flies, and also there are some objectives that we can complete. So here we have our first
Hey!
scout fly.
It looks like scout flies are always in red boxes.
Yes, Daxter. Here's another one. Here we're actually going to talk with the mayor.
Oh, don't tell me that you two have problems as well. The first I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them? See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. And boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. Now look, if you two fix the eco beam, I'll give you a power cell. Oh, and another thing, if by any chance you're interested in making a contribution to my re-election campaign, I might be willing to part with yet another power cell. The minimum contribution is a very modest 90 precursor orbs.
Alright, so we have 2 objectives to complete for the mayor. So basically reconnect the eco beam to this tower and also make a contribution of 90 orbs to his re-election campaign. Alright, politics. This game has it all. We interact with someone else here, which I believe is Jak's uncle.
Well, hello there, my dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment. I was to set off on my journeys yesterday, but I seem to be a spot short on the old precursor orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, you know, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just pilfered them as a sort of a spot of fun. Anyway, would you be kind enough to loan your dear old uncle 90 precursor orbs so he can get underway? I would offer you a power cell in return.
Alright, so that's another 90 orbs to give to our uncle for his trip. Oh, do you hear that? Alright, so we know that we have scout flies. So on our screen to our left, we see there's one box there, but that's too far to actually hear the sound, right? So we're gonna jump off right here. And ooh, we landed right on top. Pretty cool. Right, that's number 3. Alright, let's collect the orbs here. Alright. We'll get that scout flies. Alright, let's talk to this gentleman right here, see why he is blue.
Hey! Little furry dude! Oh, I thought for a moment you were my muse.
Your what?
Haven't you ever seen a muse before? It's a little glowing squirrel about your size, full of spunk, and crazy as a lark.
Oh, I get it. Like a sidekick.
As a matter of fact, without my muse, I just can't sculpt. But with her around, I see beauty in everything, you know? Right now, I couldn't chisel my way out of a box. I think she ran away to that misty island. I just hope she's all right. It's worth a power cell if you bring her back to me.
Wait a minute! We are not going back to Misty Island! Are we?
No, I was like the dude there, how Daxter is the basically comedic character there. Alright, so we will have to go back to Misty Island. We're gonna go ahead and get that scout fly. There we go, number 4. Alright, we will venture forward over here. This will be basically to another area, which we will cover in another episode. So we covered that, that's the uncle. There we go. And here we're going to see what this young lady needs.
Oh
my, what a horribly sick little bird.
You don't look so good yourself, lady.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were a spotted orange-bellied rainfrey. You know, yesterday I saw some terribly vicious creatures capture a mother flut-flut near the beach. Now there's this poor little orphan egg sitting in a nest at the top of the cliff, and I can't get to it. If you could climb up there and push it off, I've piled some hay down at the base to catch it safely. Do an old lady a favor, and I'll give you a power cell.
Alright, there's another objective there that we need to complete in another area. Alright, let's continue here. Here we have a little bridge.
What a weird-looking thing! I'll bet we can get this open if you power up with that zappy blue eco stuff.
So we will need these blue eco to activate that, yep. And get all these orbs.
Gotta bring him across from the jukebox.
Gentlemen here, we have another box, another crate over here. Number 5. Let's see what he needs us to do.
Gotta milk those yak cows. Gotta milk those yak cows. Oh, it's you. Oh, just resting my tired bones. I've been trying to get those ornery yak cows back into the pen all day. Some strange creatures tried to steal them earlier. You think you could help an old man and try to get him back into the corral?
Alright. So this one we are able to do, which is basically round up these yak cows and get them back to where they're supposed to be. Alright, so basically you have to hit them and lead them to their designated area. Alright, so here we have another one. Gotta get them moving. Come on. Alright, that's 2. Third. Alright, there we go. So that's 3. Number 4. Now these, and I say these because there will be another one where you have to basically round up animals in another area. But these are a bit tedious at first when you're not used to it. But after you've learned the mechanic behind it, it's really easy. And so far, well, it's either that this game is not too difficult or I'm just that good. But haven't died yet.
That lazy farmer owes us a power cell. Let's go talk to him.
Let's get that power cell.
Ah, well done, my boy. You actually got those flea bags back into the pen. Now I can sleep in peace. Take this power cell for your trouble.
Bam. Man, it's so satisfying. I just love hearing that. Alright. We got another power cell. Let's go ahead and collect these right here. Alright, so this actually leads to Fire Canyon, another area, but we only were interested in the precursor orb, so we'll stop. That canyon will be for another episode. Alright, so if we go here, again we hear that noise, and we know there's a scout fly near. Number 6, we need one more.
Wow! Check out that funky sculpture sitting on the rocks over there.
Oh yeah. We'll soon find out what that is. And there's our last and final scout fly. Alright.
All right! You found all the scout flies in this area. This
Now
must
we're
be a
about to meet.
precursor oracle like the sage always goes on about. I hope they weren't as ugly in person.
Now we're going to see what we need, which is basically an exchange of orbs for each of those power cells.
Who awakens the oracle? Wait, one of you has the light within. From before time, I have watched and waited for the true hero to return. Present to me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain.
Alright, so that's 120 orbs for each power cell, because that's a total of 240. Did not make it. It's all good. Got a big confidence there, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and actually complete the collection
We
of orbs.
scrounged enough orbs to trade for a power cell. Let's
Not
get back
Daxter.
and make the switch already.
Not yet. Alright, so again, this is now the entrance to the Forbidden Jungle. Again, another area that will be covered in another future episode. But not at this moment. Right now we're just interested in focusing on part 1 on Sandover Village. And this should be actually the last orb. Yes. Satisfied. Again, 50 out of 50. Alright, so we're going to recap here. So, our interaction with the villagers actually, you can say, activated certain power cells. So they're no longer going to be faded. And we're about to see what that looks like. So Sandover Village, we see that we've obtained 2 power cells, right? So herd the yak cows into their pen and free 7 scout flies. But we see that there's 4. They are no longer faded and are solid. Just that they do not seem activated, or they have those little orbs rotating around them, right? So these 2 represent basically, so this one is the 90 orbs to the mayor, 90 orbs to your uncle, and then of course these 2 for the 120 orbs apiece of the power cells, right? Now if you recall, there are certain things that we were informed of but not told. In other words, if you recall, the young lady, well, she even called herself, she said it, old lady herself, wanted us to knock down an egg. That will actually register at the Sentinel Beach, which I can actually show you guys here. Yep. So push the flute egg off the cliff, and of course this first solid one is unblock the eco harvesters. This is basically for the green sage himself, who asked a personal favor from us. And then we also have, well, we're not going to see here because we weren't really exposed to it that much. The mayor wants us to reconnect that eco beam, which is going to be the blue one, a blue eco beam, back to his tower, which I'm not sure if we can see it from here. Yes, that rotating with the fan. So back there from the jungle. So we will basically have to reflect a beam and make it hit that tower. And that will be part of the Forbidden Jungle objectives. And then finally, the muse from the sculptor, that objective basically to recover his muse will actually go towards an objective in the Misty Island area. Alright, and that's all. So this is where we're going to stop for this episode number 2, which is Sandover Village Part 1. Since we do need to collect a good amount of orbs in order to obtain the other power cells. But I want to at least have us go through and interact with the characters here and get to know the objectives before we actually complete them, because you're able to complete them and not really interact with them and not really hear that interactions between them. So just want to have a part where we can actually go through and introduce ourselves to the objectives and while we're doing what we're doing, right? Alright, y'all. So yeah, thank you for making it this far. Go ahead and give the video a like. You made it this far, might as well. I'm pretty sure you enjoyed yourself as much as I am. I'm totally having fun. I never get tired of going through Jak and Daxter over and over again. I've gone through it over possibly over 10 times already. It's that awesome for me. Of course, in my opinion, it's one of the best 3D platformers of all time. Yes, of all time. Not just the PlayStation 2, but of all time. And of course, I don't think I mentioned this, but it is by Naughty Dog. So, you know, who can deny that they make good games? All right, I'm going off again, but thank y'all. Thank you once again. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so yet. You obviously like the content, might as well subscribe to support it. And since you love it so much, why not share that love with everyone else in reach? Also, go ahead and hit that bell icon for future notifications. Again, you love the content, might as well be notified when there's more to view in the future. Alright y'all, thank you so much. Take it easy, and as always, keep it vertical.